The future is coming sooner than you think. But guess what? Tomorrow is the future. So it is actually coming fairly soon. But here's Adam. So his father's died. He's now living with the fact that he's got that loss. He is a skinny kid. He's smaller than the rest of the kids in his school. So he gets bullied. He gets bullied by the ones that think he's less than he should be. And so this is the start of his life we get to see a little bit of a picture of. And what ends up happening is, as many of us would know, when you have different things that occur at the beginning of your life, you start to use those to form beliefs about maybe who you are. And as the movie goes on, later on we get to meet Adam again, and we might see some of how this affects him as he gets older, because he actually regrets a lot of that kid that we just got to see then. He regrets being weak. He regrets the fact that he was bullied. And I don't know about you, but do you remember when you were at school? School can be hard. Kids can be harsh. Like, I'm a school teacher. I wore this exact T-shirt last term at school, and one of the kids asked me if I was wearing my pajamas. And I was like, no, I'm not wearing my pajamas. Why would I wear my pajamas? He's like, because you're wearing a pajama shirt. Haha, thanks, kids. But in all honesty, I went later and I Googled, and this is exactly what the bananas in pajamas actually wear. So I couldn't get quite angry at that kid, right? But do you remember your childhood? I am the sort of person who I don't remember specifics of my childhood. I remember things from photographs, things from the stories that my parents have told me, but I can't tell you in detail a lot of stuff about my childhood. It's just not who I am. Maybe some of you are like that. But there is one event in my childhood that I do remember, and I want to tell you a little bit about this now. And when I was in grade 7, there was a boy who was a friend of mine. His name was Justin. Now, Justin was very tall and thin. He was very pale, very white. He had red hair. He had freckles. And I think you're putting the pieces together here. Justin was bullied all the time. And Justin was one of my friends. And I made sure that I was never going to be mean to Justin. I could see what the other kids were doing, but that was not going to be me. And one weekend, we came back after a weekend, and they got us to all come together, all the grade 7s in one room, and they sat us all down. They said, hey guys, we've got to tell you something. Over the weekend, Justin died. And Justin had been with his friends and his family, and they were playing cricket in his backyard, and he had an aneurysm and he just fell to the ground and died. Now, this was the very first grief that I'd ever experienced, really, at 12 years of age, to have someone that I really cared about die unexpectedly. And I was grieving and I was sobbing, but I looked around the room and I saw people sobbing. You know why they were sobbing? Because they knew the last things they said to Justin. They knew the last things that they had said to him were nasty, and that's the very last thing that he took with him from school on that last day on the Friday. And you know, that remorse, that hurt that I saw in those kids' eyes, you know, they would love to be able to take that back. They wish they could go back. I could see it. They wish they could go back and take back that moment, but they couldn't. Because, you know, unlike in the movies, you can't go back and change things. But you can decide how you're going to choose to move forward.